Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. President Trump holds a massive rally in Democrat-leaning New Jersey. Mitch McConnell says Republicans don't yet have the votes to block impeachment witnesses. The USA moves to evacuate citizens from China. Palestinians don't like the new Mideast peace plan. The FBI releases a list of America's most dangerous cities. Also ahead, Bernie Sanders and his money. Wait till you hear this. But first, President Trump holding a sold-out rally in southern New Jersey just hours after his attorneys wrapped up the impeachment closing arguments. Mr. Trump telling supporters his administration has, quote, created jobs and killed terrorists while Democrats have done nothing. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell telling reporters Republicans do not have the votes to block potential witnesses in the impeachment trial, at least not yet. A handful of GOP senators may vote to expand the hearings following last-minute accusations from former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. Those were published in the New York Times. The United States organizing an airlift for U.S. citizens in China, offering free flights to Alaska and California after the coronavirus outbreak. Beijing has quarantined more than 70 million people to stop the spread of the disease, with 4,500 at least confirmed cases worldwide. Palestinians staging mass protests against the White House new Mideast peace plan just moments after it was released. Rioters burned tires, stomped American flags, and lynched effigies of President Trump. The new proposal would guarantee a future Palestinian state if that organization, the PLO, cracked down on terrorism. But Palestinian leadership does not seem to want any deal. The FBI releasing a list of the most dangerous cities in the USA: Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Detroit, Baltimore, and the country's most dangerous place, St. Louis. 186 people murdered in that city of just 300,000 residents. In a moment, Bernie Sanders leading in the polls. He wants our money, as you know. But what about his money? Right back with that. You've been hearing about gold all over the news. Prices continue to climb. Not surprising, given all the warnings of a recession and the uncertainty of the upcoming election. Americans are looking for stability as a way to protect their savings and retirement. That's why I recommend you consider gold and silver as a safe haven for your savings and retirement. The company I recommend and have for years is American Hartford Gold Group. They are A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Also, they make it simple and easy for you to invest in physical gold and silver. If you're listening right now, you get a free silver coin from my friends at American Hartford Gold Group. All you have to do is give them a call, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD. Call them now to claim your free silver gift for a limited time and tell them Bill sent you. Or visit them online at www.billfreecoin.com. Again, that's 877-444-4653 or billfreecoin.com. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day, Bernie's money. There is a decent chance that Senator Bernie Sanders will win the Iowa caucus vote this coming Monday and perhaps the New Hampshire primary the following week. If that happens, the leftist media will be in full celebratory mode, as the liberal press generally sympathizes with Bernie's huge government vision and his opposition to traditional America, which ardent leftists despise as well. But as always, be careful what you wish for, liberal people. Few press outlets have scrutinized Sanders, who has a very dubious history, at least financially. His public service as the mayor of Burlington, Vermont, then the state's lone congressman for 16 years, and finally to the Senate for the past 13 years, has led to fame and fortune. It is the fortune part that many Americans don't know about. Bernie Sanders and his wife are millionaires. They own 3 homes. But more than that, they have made their money from public service. All of it. No private job for Bernie. Nope. For almost 40 years, the taxpayers have funded him and his wife. And for a few years anyway, her children from another marriage. Call it the Joe Biden syndrome, the family that runs together gets rich together. Way back in 1981, his first year as mayor, Bernie appointed his then-girlfriend, Jane Driscoll, head of Burlington's youth office at a very nice salary. So nice, many in the town objected loudly. Then, after entering Congress, Jane was appointed Bernie's chief of staff. Nice job if you can get it, and Jane could. In the year 2000, Jane and her kids set up a political consulting firm. 4 years later, the jackpot. Jane Sanders became the president of Burlington College at a salary of $150,000 a year plus perks. Burlington College had around 200 students, not exactly UCLA. Jane got into trouble as the school slipped into bankruptcy and had to leave, but not before granting her daughter a $500,000 in college contracts. $500,000. Jane's severance check, $200,000. Bye-bye, Jane. But hello, very expensive house on Lake Champlain. Bernie's book off his public service helped with that. Now, many American politicians have enriched themselves and their families, and Bernie Sanders is part of that rich tradition, pardon the pun. While living on our dime, he wants you and I to pay our fair share in taxes, which in my case might be about 75% if his socialist dream ever becomes reality, and that's just federal. But I know, and Bernie knows, his real-life experience is anything but socialist, and what he's putting out there about fair share is misleading blather. It is, however, an effective rap for the barn burner, who sells the entitlement state better than anyone ever has. Millions of Americans feel the burn, not understanding it will be they themselves who will get burned if Washington ever controls their well-being, as Bernie Sanders desperately wants. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approved that message by actually writing it. In a moment, something you might not know. Deborah's home was stolen. I don't mean thieves stole stuff. I mean scammers literally stole her home. The FBI calls home title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. This story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says, quote, criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned it. And it gets worse. Deborah, quote, I was evicted from my own home and $85,000 in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easy, unquote. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, please go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim and don't know it. Then sign up to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. And to get you started, I got you 60 risk-free days of protection. Please go to HometitleLock.com, HometitleLock.com. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. It's been more than 50 years since one of the most horrible crimes in American history, the Manson family murders. The 1969 killing spree left 7 people dead, including pregnant actress Sharon Tate. The culprits? Young girls, acting on behalf of a deranged, failed musician. Soon after, Charles Manson and his acolytes were caught, convicted, and sentenced to life in prison. Here's how members of the so-called Manson family have fared. Charles Manson himself occupied his time reading fan mail, receiving 60,000 letters each year. Manson stopped replying after people began selling those letters as souvenirs. The cult leader eventually got in on the action, charging $200 for his handwritten response. While Manson wasn't reading letters, he was plotting his escape, Prison guards caught the murderer with 100 feet of rope. He confessed his plan after days in solitary, saying he intended to build a hot air balloon and fly away. Despite his celebrity status, Charles Manson was hated by fellow inmates. In 1984, a prisoner doused him in paint thinner, set him on fire, causing third-degree burns all over Manson's body. In November 2017, after 45 years in prison, Manson died of cardiac arrest. He was 83 years old. Other members of the family haven't fared much better. Susan Atkins, known in the cult as Sexy Sadie, embraced Christianity after decades behind bars. The parole board didn't buy it. She was rejected 13 times. Atkins died from a brain tumor in 2009 at age 61. Leslie Van Houten, better known as Lulu, was 19 at the time of the murders. She's been trying for parole ever since, but rejected 5 times. Patricia Krenwickel, a.k.a. Big Patty, was almost a nun before she got mixed up with Manson. Now she holds another distinction, California's longest-serving female prisoner. Despite being a good inmate, she's been denied parole 14 times. Next shot, 2022. And here's something you might not know. America is still fascinated with Charles Manson. The family murders would go on to inspire dozens of documentaries, 20 motion pictures, including this year's Oscar-nominated Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Back after this. There are thousands of abandoned animals in the USA that need our help. I am partnering with Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. Founded by actor Leo Grillo, who left Hollywood to devote his life to saving abandoned animals, Delta Animal Sanctuary is a one-of-a-kind rescue unit. They are staffed by trained attendants who look after each animal, providing them water, treats, toys, and affection. Support Delta Rescue and put your legacy to work. Each life-saving gift helps Delta fulfill their mandate to rescue and care for animals. Request a free estate planning package at deltarescue.org/bill. For a limited time, you can watch The Rescuer free. Only at deltarescue.org/bill. The Rescuer is an award-winning documentary about Grillo's 2-year rescue of a family of 21 dogs abandoned in the wilderness. deltarescue.org/bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.